Hello everyone. In today's small session, we are going to discuss the version control and release management. Now, when we develop a software, we have a specific versions which are also called as releases, and therefore we need to keep track of versions and release management. Now, version and release management are process of identifying and keeping track of different versions and releases of a system. Means, as a developer, you are supposed to keep track of all the different versions of your softwares. Now, version manager is responsible for extracting the versions and making changes to it. A system version is an instance of a system that differs in some way from other instances. That means a version has to be different from its older versions. If there are only some or small differences in between versions, one of them is sometimes called as variant of the other. So a system release is a version that is distributed to the customers. Now, we are supposed to keep track of the list of customers using our software, which version they are using, all that data. Now, we'll have to see the different schemes of versions. So there are quite a few schemes. First one is version number. Now, you might be aware of some examples of softwares like Visual Basic, also known as VB. So VB6, VB7, these are the versions where every release is given a unique number. So version numbers can vary. Other scheme is attributes based identification. In this scheme, each component has a name which is not unique across version, an associated set of attributes which differs from each version. With example, it will be more clear, like Windows NT, Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows Longhorn. So these versions differ from each other based on some attributes. Third one, change orientation identification. Now each system is named as in attribute based identification and also associated with one or more changes requests. Now when your technology changes, for example Reliance CDMA, Reliance GSM, isn't it? So the technology on which the system is running is changing. Another example can be given, that is a car with manual gear system or a car with automatic gear system, a petrol version of a car or a diesel version, a two-stroke engine or a four-stroke engine, and so on. Now, next topic is configuration audit. Now, in this configuration audit, it helps in confirming that the changes are implemented properly. So whatever changes we have made, whatever new versions we are making, whether they are variant or whether they are worth making a different version, we have to keep track of all this. All this is done under configuration audit. In this audit, there are a series of questions and answers. Here we go with each one. First one is A. Has the change specified in ECO, that is Engineering Change Order? If you remember in the previous lecture, we had seen a flow chart of how to make changes in the software. So there was an ECO, that is Engineering Change Order. For every valid change, there must be a ECO being made. Have any additional modifications being incorporated? B. Have FTR being conducted? FTR means formal technical reviews for correctness. So after making changes, you have to see whether FTR was done. Have SC standards properly followed? Have your software engineering standards being properly followed? Has the change been arised in SCI, that is software configuration item? Have the change date and change author specified? Have the SCM procedure for noting the change, recording it, reporting it been followed? Have the related software engineering instructions been properly followed? All this must be taken into consideration. Next is the status reporting. It is an SCM activity task that ensures answer to the following questions. The questions are: what happened? Means what changes have happened? Who did it? Means who is the author, who is the initiator of this change? When did it happen? You must know the date and time. What else will be affected after making these changes? Are there any other changes required? What are the other things that are going to be affected? The above set of questions help in communicating changes to SCI, that is software configuration item, to all people involved, to all the stakeholders involved. So this is a small session on versions and change control, release management, some information about configuration audits, and a little bit of status reporting. So this is in continuation with your previous lecture, that is SCM, software change management. Thank you.